Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me thank you for watching my video presentation. Before we begin, let me introduce myself briefly. I am Faishal, the Student Education Department of UIN Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is social, cultural, and religious condition in Arabia before the arrival of Islam. I will begin by presenting social condition in Arabia before the arrival of Islam. Then, I will continue by explain Arab culture condition before the arrival of Islam. And finally, I will explain about religion in Arabia before the arrival of Islam. My presentation will take about 10 minutes. I will be handing out of PowerPoint at the end my work. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me question in the comment column. As we know, Arabia is the birthplace of the Prophet Muhammad SAW and the growth and development of Islam. More precisely, in the city of Mecca, Arabia has enormous wealth derived from oil. However, do you know what the social, cultural, and religious conditions were like in Arabia before the arrival of Islam? Here, I will explain how the condition of Arabia were before the arrival of Islam from a social, cultural, and religious perspective. In this part of my presentation, I would like to tell you about the social condition of Arabia before the arrival of Islam. Arab tribes consist of various tribes as well as units of politic life, and each tribe believes in a bond to units its member on the basis of a principle of blood unity and group unity. In light of this association and under the law, the custom the underline it. Tribal peoples are divided into three social classes. The first is the free group, members of the Sanjat tribe. They are people of one blood and like lineage. The second is Mawali group. They are people who join the tribe from the free Arab cycles without its member drop the environment out or independent from among their slaves. And three, the slave class. The human class united by a master, work without wages and has no human rights. The original source of slavery was war, because the tribes that were victorious over other took captives and enslaved them. And beside that, there was also the slave trade. Let's move on the next point. Arab culture condition before the arrival of Islam. The Arab before the arrival of Islam had a great interest in genealogies and important events that influenced tribal politics. Past events are conveyed orally, including 40. Arab society at that time had never written history. Past events are stored by them in their memories. This is because they have a strong memory and memorization and also the ability to remember. They are considered more honorable for them. So that in conveying past events of Arab society at that time using oral tradition. In general, it can be said that the social condition of Arab society in the past were deteriorating and weak. Ignorance and darkness were the color of all levels of society. Human life like animals, and women are treated an inanimate object and tried. So that at that time, the Arab population was known as Jahiliyah. In other words, they live in darkness and have low moral, because no revelation and teach the truth. Okay, let's move on the next point. Religion in Arabia before the arrival of Islam. Before the arrival of Islam, the majority of Arabs followed the preaching of Prophet Ismail alayhi salam, namely worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and monetizing him. After a while they began to forget the teaching brought by Prophet Ismail. Then came Amr bin Luhai. He was the leader of the Bani Khuza'ah. He was known to care about religious matters, so that everyone loved him and considered him a great scholar and respect sign. One time, Amr bin Luhai was traveling to Sham. When he got there, he saw the people of Syria worshipping idols and thought it was a good thing. Moreover, Sham is the place of the apostles and the books were revealed. When he returned home, he took an idol and put it in the Kaaba. Then invite the people of Mecca to mix with Allah. The Arabs began to worship these idols, carry out idolatrous tradition, rival faith, and to ignore it. They consider it a good tradition and do not change the teaching of Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Apart from that, there are several other religious practices by the Arab population. Namely, the first is Judaism. Judaism grows and develops in Yemen. And the second is Christianity. Christianity was added to by the Ghassans Arab, the Taghlib, and Tayyi tribes, and some of the Hiran kings. And the third is Magi religion. The Magi religion has developed out a lot among the Arab people in Iran, Bahrain, Hajar, and the Arabia Gulf region. And the fourth is Sabi'ah religion. This religion was followed by the majority of the population of Syria and Yemen in ancient times. Okay, just to summarize the main point of my work out that Arab tribes consist of various tribes, such as units of political life, and each tribe believe in a bond that unites its member on the basis of a pattern of bloody unity and group unity. In light of this relationship and underlie the custom that underlie it, they have a strong memory and memorization, and also the ability to remember, which is more honorable to them, so that in conveying the past events of Arab society at that time using oral tradition. There are several religions that were adopted by the Arabs before the arrival of Islam, namely monotheism, Judaism, Christianity, Magi, and Sabi'ah. Now I'll be happy to answer any question. If you any question, please write in the comment column. That's for me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.